Morning people. So today we are going to be looking round Buda. Yesterday I showed you a lot of Pest and that was very nice, but today we have used the Lime bike, which turned a 50-minute walk into a 12-minute ride. I've got to tell you, those things are amazing. I understand why they don't have them in England, because if you ride down the road in England, you'll be killed by every motorist you encounter. In Budapest, it's fairly simple. Just avoid taxi drivers because they will try and kill you. But yeah, today, and the first thing is we're going to be heading way up there. I've got a little bit further to go on my Lime bike, which they're not gloriously cheap, but it's an effective way of getting around the city. I have no problems with. So I'm set and ready, I've got my hat on, and let's go. Alright, so after a short ride on the Lime bike, we've made it up here to the church of Our Lady of Buda Castle. Now, she must have been a pretty fetching lady for her to build her this sort of church where they worship her. Look at the state of that. Wow. And if you think that's nice, they built her, hang on, this monument in front of that horrendously beautiful building. You've got the walkway down there. Now, unfortunately, unbeknown to me, I've made a little bit of a mistake. I wanted to explore this area a little bit, but it turns out that you cannot park your Lime bike here. And technically, I shouldn't have even rode it here. So I'm very limited to what I can do. I'm going to roll it around and not ride it because it's very pedestrianised there. I don't want to annihilate a pensioner or run down a pedestrian. But we'll walk with it. We'll see what's going on. I'll be getting charged for the privilege of pushing it. But yeah, we'll see what else is going on down here. I don't know if you care, but the church bells are going off. So like most incredibly beautiful places and monuments of greatness, there is a Starbucks up here, there is extortionate cakes, lots of people, it's all very pretty, all very touristy. Not what we're looking for. I mean, I do allow myself at the minute one meal a day out. But after yesterday's goulash incident, we'll be being very particular about what we pick. Obviously, a lot of people seem to be enjoying it out here, especially the ones that are looking at some idiot pushing a Lime bike around. But yeah, as far as views come, it's very pretty, but there's not really much to do up here other than look and take pictures. I think you can go in some of these buildings, which I might have liked to do, but the risk is I can't sign out the bike, and if someone rides off in it, I'm paying for it, which is stupid. So yeah, so we'll probably try and move on to the next place. I might try and change this. I've used about 80% of the battery on it getting up this hill, but the plus side, it's going to be quite fun going back down.
It was not fun. It hurt a lot. You will see in the next bit.
So we'll see you at the next place. So I forgot to mention that also round the other side, I did take a bit of a video of the view, is the Fisherman's Bastion. And it says something else then. Which is a very nice lookout. It's very worth coming up here. Very picturesque. It was hard to do a bit of proper vlogging because as everywhere with lots of tourists, they all want to get a picture. They're all moaning at you for being in the way. Why are you videoing? Why don't you take a picture like the rest of us? So yeah, there's that. But no, it's definitely worth a visit. People have just arrived in taxis. That might have been a better idea, but oh well, we move. Alright, so I've got a quick update on the Lime scooter. This bit's going to really infuriate my family, but I'll just give you a quick update. So I came down this slope, around this bend, stayed within the cycle lane for safety, which did me a world of good, because what happened is I come round here and I clipped this brick, and I came off the bike ending around let's say here, which didn't feel good. Got a slight pain in my wrist, but it seems fine. I got graze. Come on, love. Camera's trying. Such got a bruise on my knee. Some kind people stopped. Check I was okay. Offered me a handkerchief. Bus driver offered was okay. I'm all right. Obviously it hurts, but not like worryingly. I didn't bang my head. But yeah, I've got quite lucky, to be fair. I'm sure my family are going to be messaging me going at you as some sort of idiot. Why are you not wearing a helmet? Why are you going downhill at such speed? Why would you get on an electric scooter when you can barely ride a bloody bicycle? Yeah. But I'm alright. If it gets any worse, I will go get it checked out. I'm not an idiot. Well, I'm not always an idiot. So yeah, that's a quick update for you. Obviously I'm going to take this to a charge point and get it get rid of it because it's doing me head in. And if I do ride one again, it will be on straight roads with no rocks that I can just claw into. Alright guys, so I've made it to this. It's called the Castle Garden Bazaar. Now it's not a bazaar as in the Turkish meaning of bazaar. There's no people selling t-shirts and other items of copyright infringement. But they've got beautiful gardens. There's a fountain in the middle here. At the top there's a fountain. The gardens look very beautiful, which I hope you can see. And right at the top is the castle of Buda. Now the original plan was me to go up and visit the castle, but after taking a tumble down the Hungarian mountain, I decided I could not be bothered. Update on my injuries, they are starting to wear off a bit. I'm not in so much pain. The plus side is the face is alright, so the money maker is all good. So yeah, I've not quite ditched my line bike yet. Although I did switch out because the handlebars are a bit bent and the battery was getting low. And as I discovered yesterday, when you are riding a bike, it is brilliant for just riding about town. But once the battery goes, you have to push it and it's a dead weight. And you can only park it in certain areas, as I discovered at the top of the hill, which is definitely irritating. So I'm going to look for my next destination. Probably try and find somewhere to rest for a bit, and then we'll pick this up later. Alright guys, so whilst I've been riding around town, I thought I'd show you this view. This is the Parliament building I pulled up to yesterday. I I just thought it looked really spectacular from this side of the river. Obviously that's Pest, I'm on Buda. We're heading over to that island. But yeah, hopefully the footage is alright because my GoPro is shaking a bit, but I've just been riding up this sort of river. I was going to call it coastline, it's like a river edge. I just thought I'd stop and show you this spectacular view. How pretty it is. Alright guys, so you catch me on the side of this bridge. Not just to show you some cars driving past, but because behind me is this island that I've come to visit. And the name of the island is Margaret Island, which for people who won't know, other than my family, is the same name as my nan. So I'm going to go explore Margaret's Island. If it's anything like my nan, I'll be expecting lots of peanuts. It'll be mainly made out of potato. And have copious amounts of tea in it. So yeah, let's go see what Margaret has to offer, other than biscuits and cake. And yeah, I'll try and find some fun facts out for you. So as I walk down to go visit Margaret, I just thought I'd share a little experience with the scene. I just went down to a shop to get some bottles of water, and throughout the shop they've got all these little fridges. And you'd think, oh, maybe the water's in there. No, what's in those fridges is the beers and the energy drink. So it's good to know that Hungary has its priorities straight. Also, I've discovered when buying water in Budapest, at least, if you are looking for trying to work out which is what, I went with the blue top, you know, blue water, aqua colour. Nope, that's sparkling water, which I hate because it tastes like licking the TV static. So yeah, so don't go for blue if you don't like that, basically. So the first thing we can see that my nan's magic island has got is a running track. Now, obviously Margaret Island might have one, but Granny Margaret's running days are definitely over, so I don't think she'd need one of those. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Oh, where's he going? There we go, there's a running track. This camera's really good, but it does get annoying because it tries to stabilise. So if I do this, it's now looking at trees and I should be looking forward. So yeah. Oh well. There's Margaret's running track. So look, Margaret has her own waterworks system. She's got a fountain. Now, I could be mean and make jokes about an older lady and waterworks, but that'd be mean and not necessarily true. And despite what most of my family think, I do actually like my nan. But yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at the bushes around. Yeah. Obviously, like the island, Margaret is a very beautiful lady, and I will do my best not to disrespect her on this trip. At least not when she's not here to defend herself. And if you walk a little bit further, I'll show you that someone has erected a monument dedicated to Margaret. Look at that. And you go through a rose garden. My gran's really into flowers, so she get Paul to plant her some more when he's, well, Paul is her helper friend who comes around and he's meant to hoover, but he ends up putting up wardrobes and painting living rooms. But yeah, probably shouldn't make these many like really close references, but I enjoy them. I don't know about you lot. Yeah. Margaret's monument. I might call this video ode to Nan or something like that, or I don't know, Islander Granny. Well, let's see what else Margaret's got. I'm going to sit down for a minute. Obviously I am walking fine since my mild accident, but my knee does hurt a little bit. You know, it's probably bruising getting there. I'll probably wake up tomorrow, can't move. My main concern is that I'm on the top bunk and I've already struggled getting onto it as it is. So tonight's going to be a very interesting one. And getting down tomorrow might be interesting when the bruises really set in. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So Margaret's got all these air balloon displays which look very pretty. Bit of a joke about my nan being full of hot air, but that's not really true either. But thought I'd share these with you. Very pretty. Got some places to eat, drink, but I'm going to avoid them for now. Although I am getting quite hungry, but no, we've made this mistake before of stopping in the most touristy areas to something to eat. It's a bad idea. I might see if I can get a bottle of water, but yeah, no food for down here, I think. So it would appear Margaret has a bird sanctuary or a sort of zoo thing. Look at all these ducks, and I think they're all ducks. That looks like a rooster in the back. I've gone up a bit. So look, he's a big fella in the back. What colour's this? She's a very caring woman, Margaret is. As you can see by looking after all these animals. As we can see, they have a horse. They have 2 horses in Margaret's farm, and you might not be able to see properly. Over there is definitely a peacock hiding behind the fence. I don't think he's got the message, so it seems to be on top of the hutch rather than in the hutch, but each to their own. So yeah, let's see if there's anything else in Margaret's farm. Oh my lord. See if I can zoom in on this thing. Look at that majestic creature. What even is that? There's no signs that tells me what anything is. If anyone knows what that animal is, please inform me in the comments. But that is a massive bird. Just thought I'd throw this in here. So I've just come out of this opening, and I appreciate now everyone's into flowers and stuff like that, but take a look at this. Look at it. Oh. Bet the Queen's garden, oh sorry, bet the King's garden isn't as good as this. Look at it. Honestly, Hungary, in certain places, it's definitely a match for Prague. You know, Budapest and Prague have probably been top 2. Well, it's only out of 3, but they've been very massive surprises. I never really knew what to take of both cities when I got there. I didn't know what to expect. I try not to research, but I'm definitely pleasantly surprised. But yeah, there's still more of Margaret to discover. I'm sure she'd be happy with a garden like this though. But yeah, we'll keep seeing what else she throws up at us. So as we walk through another beautiful area on Margaret's Island, I just thought I'd give you all a quick update on things and things I was thinking about, because one of the things that my family and I was also worried about, and I reckon other travellers might be worried about, is safety when you're travelling. Now, yes, I've only been to 3 cities, but I just wanted to say that, you know, I've never felt unsafe. No one's tried to rob me. I've not been in a situation where I felt uncomfortable. Everyone seems very inviting, friendly. I've not seen anything that makes me go, oh, maybe I should turn around or go back. So I just wanted to share like how safe the cities I've been in so far have been. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's every city has the occasional lunatic you find drunk and screaming at pigeons, but I mean, and yeah, it might be a little bit more frightening in a language you don't understand, or not. But no, really, I've not heard anyone else being mugged or thinking. I mean, granted, I'm probably less of a target. I am a pretty massive bloke. It would take a fair team of at least 4 people to actually kidnap me. You know, and I reckon if you're a young girl fresh out of college or university, it's your first trip, it would be quite daunting. And don't get me wrong, there is things you have to be careful of, especially if you're a young lady. But I just wanted to let everyone know that at least the countries I've been in have been very safe, and that people should definitely consider coming here. And yeah, definitely put these places on your map if you are going travelling, because you won't regret it. I definitely haven't. Alright, so we found something interesting. Again, no, it's not the pigeons. It's this. What looks like, I'm going to assume it's Roman ruins, judging by the brickwork, and when we get to the centre you'll see it looks like there's a sort of Roman-y fountain. Now, I would have probably liked to have done my research on this, but unfortunately Wi-Fi in the middle of Margaret's Island is not up to date. She's not a very modern woman, bless her. But this is pretty cool, apart from the fact that people have graffitied it like actual barbarians. But it's all very pretty. Yeah, there's a grid there for some reason. Look at that. Yeah, so if ancient ruins are your thing, this is definitely a place to come. Come and visit old Margaret. Sure, I'll be very pleased to accommodate you. Right, so a bit like Prague, and probably most of Hungary, Margaret's Island has a lot of statues of things. A bit like Margaret's living room, to be honest. That's an inside joke, but yeah, monuments to these things. Here's like gran, yeah, that. But on the plus side, there's a bathroom around here, which is good, because I was about to risk going up against a tree, and that would have been a dangerous game. So, as well as the Margaret Fountains and the Margaret Monument, we also have Margaret Towers, which you can go and climb up the 700 stairs to get a view at the top. However, after my escapade on a hill, I really don't fancy doing that. As we come round, I just paid €1 to go for a wee, which I think is a rip-off, to be honest. Why should you have to pay to urinate? I mean, yeah, there's cleaners, but really? I mean, charging people just promotes them urinating in public, which I think is even worse. Anyway, as we get some more monuments to people, I have no idea who they are. So yeah. So I don't know if you can tell, but I decided to rent a vehicle. Obviously, they asked for my driving license. I said, sure, oh no, I've left it in my hostel. No worries. So it's going to be another thing my family yell at me for. But we're on the move. Why you would need a driving licence, I don't know. My forklift I used to drive was a lot quicker than this, but that's fine. I've got this for half an hour. It cost me €30, which is a bit of a rip-off, and it has to go back where I rented it from, which is even more annoying because I really wanted one because my knee was starting to hurt and I couldn't be bothered walking anymore, and we're gonna have to walk the same distance anyway, so that's fun. So yeah, I'll keep you updated and try not to crash this thing. If anyone watching this is worried about safety and speed, don't worry. I've just been overtaken by a woman who was skiing on the road and other cyclists. It's not very quick, this thing, but it is a lot quicker than me walking and a lot simpler. As I stopped for a child who's on his bike. I think she said I could go on the pavement with this. I'm not too sure. There is other people on the pedal version of these, which are probably quicker. So yeah, it means I can go around and see other things on the island. Alright guys, I'm going to give you a quick update on this electric cart thing. I've been riding it for a few minutes, and what I can tell you is it is terrifying. Yes, it doesn't get you fast enough to kill yourself in it. However, the brakes and the throttle are all on the right side, so you can't dual foot it, you know, which is slightly concerning, but that's not nearly as concerning as how ropey it is. There's also this wheel in the middle. It feels janky. The foot is either on or off, on or off. I told you it's dangerously slow. Yeah, the brakes are very what's the word? Oh, forbidden, do not drive on running track. Yeah, so I've reached the bit that I'm not supposed to be on. There's no reverse, so I have to sort of step out and roll, which is equally frustrating. And when you are stationary, it rolls a lot. Yeah. I'm not sure what that bloke said to me, but I'm pretty sure one of the words was stupid or idiot. So yeah, I have to do this 6-point turn, and then there's the case of other people on them. So when you're on a path, oh no, don't tell me I've beached it. There we go. So when you're on a path and you come across an oncoming thing, the steering is ridiculously unresponsive. And like I said, the brakes are sticky, so you don't know if you're going to slam on or just skid into people. So yeah, this is a definite worthwhile purchase. Really glad I made this decision. The idea behind it was I wouldn't have to walk as far, but I have to put it back where it came from, so I do have to walk this far. Look, we're just rolling down the hill now. Look, uncontrollably. I don't really know where I'm going. I've got a map up there somewhere, but that's about as useful to me as, oh, I don't really know. But yeah, we are just making up as I go along. Yeah, enjoy the ride. Oh look. Alright, so I thought I'd stop for a minute from riding this glorified shopping cart with no seatbelts, to tell you about some of the facts, well, about Margaret's Island, which I did write down on a piece of paper which I've left at a hostel and don't really remember very well, but here goes. So Margaret's Island is home to many underground hot springs that produce, I believe the number was 70,000 litres of water per day, and Budapest is the only, was the only capital city in the world to have this many. And I believe most of them are on or beneath this island somewhere, and that was part of the reason I decided to come and visit Margaret today. Not just because she shares a name with my gran, who I do miss quite a bit, to be fair. I stayed with my nan for a while. I'm sure she's missing me, but I thought it'd be nice to honour her by coming and looking at this park. And yes, I'm having to push this because I did semi-ride it into the grass. So yeah, so I literally came all the way and risked my life to tell you a fun fact about thermal pools or water or something, and I forgot the fact that I wrote down, which is brilliant. So that was Margaret's Island. It's very pretty, it's very nice. I'm glad I come here. I'm gonna get a bolt back to the hostel, rest my knee for a bit, and lick my wounds, and hopefully I'll pick this up later on in the evening when I try and book an activity. But for now I'm gonna go back, rest, work out how much I've wasted on things like electrical transportation. Yeah, I regret that. I regret that nearly as much as I regret that goulash that I bought yesterday. But bolt's on the way. I'll pick this up later.